Hello everybody. In the current affairs this week, the week ended 20th of October 2024. We all know that the Indian stock markets have performed phenomenal. Nifty 50 in last 1 year is up by more than 26%. Nifty mid cap is up by more than 43%. And Nifty small cap is up by more than 48%. So the obvious thing which comes up in mind of anybody is that this market is driven by a lot of liquidity and it is in an overheated zone. But the Hyundai IPO, which was this week, gave a certain different kind of an indication. The Hyundai IPO was the largest IPO till date offered in India. As we all know, Hyundai is a very leading brand insofar as personal motor vehicles are concerned. But the markets and especially the retail and the HNI investors thought that the valuations at which the IPO is being offered is on the higher side and the future of this sector is not something what was its past. The kind of monopolistic scenario which this sector faced in the earlier times and the times which is supposed to face in terms of the competition and growth, it is going to be different. Moreover, the markets also thought that it was a complete offer for sale. No money was going to the company by way of any growth or expansion. Moreover, the market participants thought that the royalty charged by Hyundai in Korea is going to be a whopping 3.5% of the sales. It has no relevance with the profits, but 3.5% of whatever is the sales revenue, the entire amount will go as a royalty to the parent company. Whether these factors are right, wrong, whatever it might be which the market would tell or market would speak up in terms of its pricing in the times to come. But the fact remains that the investor is not just chasing stocks. They are mindful and selective. And as a result of that, the retail and the HNI portion of this IPO was undersubscribed. Ultimately, the foreign institutional investors and domestic institutional investors who have got large pockets and a very long-term kind of funds, they invested in this IPO and it got fully subscribed. But this gave a satisfying indication that this market is cognizant of so many things which are the actual facts rather than it being in a heated zone. This was also very evident for the reason that the major two sectors which were the frenzy of the market, we can say, in last 1 year have also corrected. The Nifty PSU from the top, rather 52-week high is down by 17%, and Nifty Defense from the 52-week high is down by 19% plus. So the market has started understanding and appreciating the valuation aspect also and balancing it with the future of the sector or the stocks. This was a mood which was reflective on the Indian stock markets also. The market is broadly in a consolidation zone. The Nifty 50 was marginally up by just 0.5% or so. The Nifty small cap was up very little, but the Nifty mid cap was down by 1%. So on an overall basis, it is in a consolidation mode. The noteworthy thing was that Nifty Auto, the sector in which there was a negative commentary, was down by around 5%. This was led by a major stock which is a component of the Nifty Auto in a big weight, which was Bajaj Auto, which gave a commentary which was a little negative for the sector. The FIIs continued to be sellers, selling Indian stocks worth more than 21,800 crores, and the DIIs continued to support the market by buying stocks to the extent of more than 16,000 crores. The commodity markets, the crude prices went down substantially this week, and the crude prices fell by more than 7%. Gold was up by more than 2%, and silver was up by more than 4% in the international commodity markets. As far as the global markets are concerned, Nasdaq and S&P 500 were in a positive zone, which were up just below 1% each. The Chinese market, the Hang Seng, was down by more than 2%. So the Chinese factor which was impacting the Indian market behaved in a little softer way. So this was all in respect of the markets across the world and the mood of the Indian markets. One news which I wanted to share with you was that Byju's, which was a startup in the times which was just 3-4 years back, in 2022, Byju's was valued at 22 billion US dollars, and it was a star of the startup and a success story in the startup world. Unfortunately, whatever happened in terms of the way it was managed, the way it was funded, the way the compliances things happened at Byju's, today the Byju's, according to its promoter Baiju Ravindran, according to him, it is valued at a zero. A company which was valued at 22 billion just 2-3 years back is now, according its own promoters, is valued at zero. So all the promoters, everybody who is managing these kinds of big enterprises need to be cognizant of everything which they need to do, and all those things have to be in the right boxes. Thank you. This is all for this week.